A very pleasant good morning or good day to you wherever you are, and thanks very much for stopping by and taking the time out to be watching this video. I am known as the Mystic Philosopher, and today I will share with you another piece of my semi-dub poetries. This piece is called Be Aware of All Cons. Be aware of all cons, for cons can be tricksters with very wicked and deceitful intentions. Cons have absolutely no integrity, and as such they will trick you out of your basic human dignity. Cons will connive and contrive to deprive you of your possessions, including the very land that were given to you by your source for you to freely live on. And it does not matter who or which of the cons. The conspirator that might be behind subtle forms of conspiracies and theories. Yeah. How about the great Constantine with his Council of Nicaea? It could even be this special constable. All I'm saying, you must be aware of all cons, for cons can be tricksters with very wicked and deceitful intentions. Then there are those very conspicuous lawyer politicians and the big contractor businessmen, those that exploit people's rights and ignorance for big profits without any form of discretion. It is not by accident that it is mostly the cons that run things. It is mostly the cons that rule the world. And if you think very carefully about it, isn't it the cons who right and wrong their own man-made constitution? So again, you must be aware of all contracts that the cons design to control. The large prince may give, but the small prince might take away your very soul. Just be aware of all cons, for cons can be tricksters with very wicked and deceitful intentions. The cons can make you end up in concentration camps. Remember those trusting natives and aboriginals of the many islands? And how about the North American Indians, condemned to live a life of poverty and misery on the cons reservations? Some are living like endangered animal species on conservations. I'm only suggesting that wherever and whenever possible, you should avoid all cons. And you must think very carefully when using all words that begin or end with con. Words like cunning, neocons, Congress, and conservatives, Conde niece. How about Conde nephew, Conde husband, conglomerates, ex-cons, and all confederations? Just be aware of all cons, for cons can be tricksters with very wicked and deceitful intentions. Now, please don't get me wrong. I'm only here trying to draw your attention to the very sophisticated cons. For unlike those very confusing preachers and contrary politicians, I am not out to convert you or anyone. I am not out to engage you in a conversation. I am not out to convince you to change your opinion or your position. I am not asking to be a member of your congregation. Neither am I asking to speak at your conventions. I am not seeking your confirmation or congratulation. That is why I try to avoid all conflicts, and situations where there is only one conclusion. And yes, I do invocation, but I stay very far away from the cons and convocations. Remember, conscience, science can be tricky science, for con means tricky. Therefore, I have personally chosen awareness over their consciousness. Just be aware of all cons, for cons can be tricksters with very wicked and deceitful intentions. Please don't let the cons con you. And thanks very much for listening. Have yourself a great day.